Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing this highlight and contour routine for paler skin. I've got NC15 skin in MAC, so that is on the paler side, and especially in winter my skin goes really like white and ghostly. So, ooh, the light's changing, sorry, the clouds are cloudy outside. So yeah, I don't like to do a really dramatic, like heavy-handed, really thick looking or very dark looking contour like a lot of girls on Instagram do. When you're tanned it's a lot easier, I think, to contour, but when you're pale you've got to like be strategic about it because you can't do the same things that like girls with darker skin can do. So I have just put together this little video just to show you how I go about my contouring and highlighting on a day-to-day basis. There's nothing too like dramatic or extravagant, so I'd say this is my everyday contour and highlight routine for pale skin. So if you'd like to see how I do this face, carry on watching. So first of all, I'm going to take my That Girl Brightening Face Primer by Benefit, because that is perfect if you're trying to go for like a really luminous skin finish. So when you're highlighting and things, it brings out the highlight a lot better, and also it helps your makeup to stay on your face all day. If you're looking for a brightening primer, it's the ones with the pinky tone to them. Gonna pop my hair up. So now I am primed, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. So my favourite one I've been using at the moment is my Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation, which is a new addition to my makeup collection, and it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely my favourite foundation at the moment ever, probably. It's just the bottle's a bit of an annoying shape, so I don't know if I'll ever be able to get all of it out. I guess it doesn't really matter too much what foundation you use. So once your foundation's on, I like to choose a concealer, which is a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone. I used to have a highlighter by MAC and I ran out of that because I absolutely used it to death, so that is what I would use if I had any with me. But a nice replacement for that is the Wake Me Up concealer by Rimmel. I use it in the shade Light, and it is very, very, very light. This has got light reflecting little pigments in it to help sort of make you look brighter and more radiant. So if this is a look you were wanting to recreate, I'd definitely go for a highlighter or a concealer with some little like light reflecting things in there. So basically I'm just going to go under my eye and up along my cheekbone almost into my hairline, and then I'm going to draw little like stripes. Then I like to do a little cross on my forehead and a line down my nose, and then a little dot of it on my cupid's bow. Now I'm going to take the same foundation brush I used and just blend it all out. So now that's all blended, it's sort of like melting together. So the way I like to stop that from happening is to use a really light powder just to set the areas I've highlighted. So I'm using my MAC Mineralise Skin Finish Natural in Light. So just on my Real Techniques setting brush, just sort of press it into the areas that you've used like your concealer or your highlighter on. So when you set that using your lighter powder, you can set the rest of your face using whatever powder you would normally use. For me, that is my MAC Studio Fix powder plus foundation in NC15. So when you're doing this, just take care not to go over any of the areas you set with the lighter powder, just because it can muddle up the colours together. So now those areas are pretty highlighted, I'm going to go onto the contour. So my favourite contour powders to use are matte ones, because I feel like they're a lot more understated, especially when you have got paler skin and you can't really get away with like the really bold glow. So my absolute favourite is my Illamasqua Sculpting Powder Duo. It's got a really matte shade there, which on my skin it just looks like a really natural shadow, so that's my favourite. Also got my NARS Laguna powder as part of the duo with the Orgasm blush as well, but I do find that's more of a summer one for me, and also you need to use a very light hand if you're using that one if you are a pale girl, because it comes out really pigmented. And a really cheap and affordable option is the Makeup Revolution, what's it called? Sculpt and Contour Kit, which has the blush, the highlight and the bronzer contour shade, and that's a really nice natural one if you get the fair, which is the one I've got. But yes, today I'm going to be using the Illamasqua one because I just think it suits my skin tone the absolute best. So on my NARS I took a Bouquet brush, which is a very skinny, thin, like long, chisel-y sort of brush. Just dab it, sort of, don't want too much product because it's easier to put more on than it is to take any off. So then basically you find the line of your cheekbone and trace it downwards in sort of like window wiper motions until you start creating a defined line. And just make sure it's really nice and blended. I also like to do little bits in my temples because when my hair's down it sort of just defines your forehead a little bit more, and also down the sides of my nose, taking care not to go over the highlighted bridge of your nose too much, and then also just a little tiny bit at the bottom there. Now if you wanted to go for a bit more of a dramatic look, which sometimes I do, then you're going to want to take another sort of highlighting powder, not like a matte one like the one we set it with, but more one with like a bit of shimmer in. So I've got the higher shade in this palette, which is Lumos, which has a bit of shimmer. Also a really good one is NARS Albatross, which is like that. It's more yellowy gold tone shimmer. And then obviously again, if you did buy this like little Makeup Revolution set, that's got a highlighter in it as well. Yeah, I'm going to use Albatross because it's nice and like glam. So on the setting brush again, and then I like to take this just up along my cheekbones in like a pressy, dotty sort of way. I don't usually like to highlight down my nose because I think it sort of sometimes makes me look a bit like sweaty, so I just leave those bits and I just do like underneath the eye and along the cheekbone, just because when you like move in the sunlight it can look really, really pretty. So I'm just gonna get the rest of my face on. So that is my highlight and contour routine. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was very informative for you. That's really pretty much all I do on a daily basis. Obviously if I'm going out on like an evening out, then I will amp it up a little bit more. I'll use Laguna for like very special occasions, or if I'm going for like a really dramatic look, but on the most part I find that the nice natural light-handed contouring with matte shades and not too dark matte shades are perfect for girls with like paler skin, especially through the winter months as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making this one actually, because it's not very often I do like a how-to sort of thing, because I feel like I don't know what I'm doing half the time anyway, so I don't feel like I've got the authority. As always, if you have any questions or comments, then please leave them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm also on Twitter, I've got a blog, I'm on Instagram, and those will all be like down in the description, so if you did want to find me on any of those, then don't hesitate. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.